Hey, what's up guys? Hope you're doing well. Today we're going to do a tier list. I haven't done one of these in fucking ages, but we're going to do a difficulty tier list. Recently I've been doing this challenge where I'm trying to get all the Tekken 8 characters that are in Tekken 7 to Fujin. So with the knowledge that I've gained over playing the many characters I have, I thought it'd be a good idea to do a tier list, a difficulty tier list, with all the characters that I've played. So I'm not going to count all of these characters. In fact, I should probably... Let's change this to not played. So I'm going to move all the characters I haven't played, or haven't got to Fujin at least, into the bottom section. Because I don't know how difficult they are to get to Fujin. This is really a tier list based on how difficult it is to get to Fujin. Some of these characters I have above Fujin, like Yaxa and Ryujin. But most of them are at Fujin, right? So Eddie goes there, Eliza, fucking Ram, Ganryu, Peace, Gigas. They're all at the top. Are there any others? Josie, Julia, Kazumi, Kunimitsu. I hate Kunimitsu. I just gotta throw that in there. I don't know why it's necessary to say that, but I hate Kunimitsu so much. Lei, Lucky Chloe, although I have played Lucky Chloe, and she's a scammer. She's a scammer. Miguel, Negan. There's a lot of characters I haven't played. Damn. Oh, I'm playing Xiaoyu, so I can count that, I think. Definitely, I'm yet to play. And Lydia, right. So, let's start off with the hardest characters, I think, would be a good idea. Jin's definitely up there. Brian is definitely up there. Devil Jin's up there. This is going to be a contentious one. I'll put him in expert for now. Yeah, it's borderline whether Heihachi or Law is my main, but I think that Heihachi's actually maybe... I'll put him in there for now. But I think he's the easiest Mishima to play. Law is not expert, Lee is expert. Steve is expert. Okay, I'm going to rank these ones first. So, out of the Mishimas... Oh, also Kazuya. Where's Kazuya? Out of the Mishimas, here's what I think about difficulty. I'd say... Probably that's about right. So I think Jin is the hardest. I really struggle with Jin. I think he's harder than Devil Jin. Devil Jin has more... He has a little bit of cheese, Devil Jin, which helps him a little bit with his up 4. Jin has everything, as we all know. But he's so fucking difficult to play. He's so difficult. There are like times where you think you're using the right tool and you should have used something else. Like, there are moves that have the same frames, so they're 2 different punishes, some for different ranges. Like, he's super complicated. Zen cancel is super complicated. Electric, unless it's counter, it has to be a proper electric to launch. That's really difficult. His combos are really tricky as well. I mean, this guy's combos are really tricky too. But I think Jin's might be even trickier. Yeah, Jin is just super difficult, man. He's super, super difficult. Maybe hardest in the game. I actually think that Steve maybe belongs right next to Jin, to be honest, because Steve is also another character that's extremely complicated and you can't just pick up and play. Steve has a lot of different stances and a lot of moves that can cancel into different stances, and you need to know the stance cancels in order to get the best frames. Like his back one, You need to hold back to go into flicker, make it -1, I'm pretty sure. Otherwise, it's -13 or something like that. It's something punishable if you don't hold back, and then you gotta hold down back to duck cancel out of flicker. There's things like that with Steve all over the place. That like his down forward 2, down forward 2. What is it? Down forward 2. Down forward 2, forward 3, hold down back to cancel. And that also sets up Shiro combo, because once you do that, then you confirm with their counter hit, then do forward 3 again and do the, you know, the flicker duck into whilst standing 1. Like, that shit is the hardest combo. Obviously, these two are also up here because their combos are super difficult, but I think Steve has the hardest staple and Jin is just behind. So Steve's Shiro combo is extremely difficult. I could never like do it properly. I did that like once or twice. Jin's staple, forward 4 staple, where a raw forward 4, then run in, wave dash instant while standing 4 into back to 1. That's really difficult, but I don't think it's anything on Steve's. But it is probably the second hardest staple combo in the game, in my opinion. Super difficult. Jin's damage is amazing, and Steve's damage is amazing, but they're just super hard to get good with, I think. So I think they deserve this spot right here. Devil Jin. See, this is the thing. Before Season 4, I would say Devil Jin doesn't really belong, like, 3rd place. But since his combo damage was nerfed so badly, especially wall combo damage, he's so difficult. He's so difficult because you basically have to get almost like sometimes 2 launches for the price of what used to be 1 with his damage. And to get really good damage, like staple combo damage, like 2 electrics into forward 4, that's really, really tight timing. Like, that's not easy. Or you could do electric up forward 1+2 lasers, right? You could do that into forward 4. But yeah, Devil Jin's an extremely fundamental character. Very, very difficult to play. Kazuya has a basic game plan. Extremely risky. Probably the riskiest character in the whole roster, in my opinion. You gamble with your life every time you do any mix-up. Well, most of the time. Unless they're on the floor and then you do forward 4 or forward 3, or, you know. Or you can do Hell Sweep. But he's really tricky to play, but I don't think he's as complex to play as these guys. He's got a simple game plan. It's just that you're risking a lot. You're playing a lot of fundamentals and footsies and timing and spacing. Get that whiff punish, electric whiff punish. You know what I mean? Yeah, Devil Jin was a miserable experience for me. Yeah, he's super tough, Magic. He's super tough. So I think that Kazuya is obviously really difficult, but I don't think that he's as difficult as these guys, just because his electric is easier as well. He has the easiest electric, even though electrics aren't easy. Hell Sweep. You can argue Hell Sweep is dumb, but I don't think it's kind of dumb and it's not dumb at the same time. It's dumb in the fact that it's so fast and the Vortex can be extremely annoying to play against. But also, he gambles, and if he guesses wrong with 1 Hell Sweep, then you can kill him. Combo output is extremely high with Kaze if you have the execution. Down forward 2 counter hit into perfect electric. Does a ton of damage, especially with Rage. I mean, it's the same with this guy. But because his combo damage is high, he has a simple game plan. Is not too tough to execute, but you are taking a risk every time you do it. That's where the complexities come in with him, I think. I'm comparing it to him. I'm comparing his execution to these guys, by the way. I don't think he's an easy execution at all, but compared to Jin and Steve, I don't think it's as tough. Apart from Perfect Electric, alright? Apart from Perfect Electric, that's probably the toughest move in the game. But apart from that, yeah. Heihachi, extremely strong. I think underrated amongst everyone, to be honest. He is a really solid character. 112, legit busted at the wall. 10 frame hit confirmed wall splat. Along with the fact that his combo damage is so high, especially wall combo damage as well. He has really good tools, man. His power mids are so good. They're so good. Forward 3, forward 3, forward 4. If they duck forward 4, you get a free down forward 1-2. He's super solid. But his lows, right? We need to talk about his lows. His lows. He has decent lows. They're extremely risky. Down back 2, extremely risky. The low that you will use for plus frames is his hell sweep, because if you do +8 on hit, right, and you get a guaranteed forward 3. If they press, they get counter hit launched and you get 1 billion damage, right? Carry them to the wall because he has really good wall travel as well. But if he guesses wrong with the placement of those, then he dies. It's a bit like Kazuya, but he actually has such good power mids that I don't think he's it's difficult to like initiate a game plan as Kazuya, because Kazuya doesn't really have power mids. He actually also has a really good down forward 1 and down forward 1 extensions as well, especially at the wall. Down forward 1, down forward 1-1, down forward 1, delay 2. Super good. Along with forward 4, they duck, you know, all of that jazz. He actually is really good. I think he's got more tools than these guys in order to get the damage you actually want. He still takes a ton of risk though. Oh, and also his while standing is crap. His while standing is 18 frames, like especially against people with a lot of like jab strings. You just don't have time to do it like an instant while like a little flash duck into while standing 3-2, yeah. Lee, extremely complicated. I don't know whether they belong. I don't know who's harder to play. Let me see if I've missed anyone down here. I don't think I have. Yeah, I think this is definitely expert up here. Yeah, that's an expert. I don't know whether to put Brian there or Lee there, to be honest. Because Brian, just the moving around is really tough. If you don't know how to KBD, like Korean backdash properly, you have to do a backdash cancel, like back down, back down. That can be really annoying. For me, someone who does a reverse wave dash as a backdash, I find it really tough playing Brian, to be honest. I think a lot of people do reverse wave dash as a backdash as well. I find him really tough. He has some really tricky quarter circle moves, like that you have to do pretty quickly. Like hatchet kick is key low. It's QCB 3, so like getting that quickly can be pretty tough. Soccer kick for Oki, you have to do that quickly. Obviously taunt stuff is extremely, well, most taunt stuff is pretty complicated. Not complicated, it's pretty hard to execute. Like taunt back forward the wall, something you really need to know, like if you go into Fusion with Brian. Or at least taunt forward 44. Taunt forward 2-1-4. So he's complicated. But Lee's combos are pretty tough. It's a really unique thing that he has where you're doing a forward neutral move. You do like back 2 loops. Back 2 forward neutral, back 2 forward neutral. If you hold forward for too long, you won't be able to you won't get the little dash, like the missed step that he does. Also, Lee's punishment is hard to do. Just frame stuff. What's that fake kick he does? That 3-3, just frame 4. That's really tricky. Obviously, his 10 frame punish is really tricky. 1-3-3-3. Back 1-1-2, back 1-2-2, I think it is, or back 1-1-2. No, it's back 1-1-2. That's like a fake just frame, though. I think that's really tricky. Well, it's not really tricky. That one's actually okay, but his 10 frame punish is really tricky. His game plan is tricky as well. At a higher level with Lee, it's pretty tricky. His game plan. Brian's game plan at like Fujin level isn't as tricky as Lee's actually. I'm gonna put Lee here just because of the game plan. They're both keep out specialists, but Lee the execution in order to keep them out? I don't know. Brian has a key low, right? Brian has hatchet kick. Lee has some good lows, but they're not like really chunky damage that makes you scared to stand. You know what I mean? You don't really want to duck him ever. With Brian, you legit have a reason to duck him because that hatchet will add up very quickly. Lee's down 3, down 4, down back 3, down back 3+4. Those lows. Oh, and his slide. They're not that scary, to be honest. Not compared to his. Brian's hatchet kick on its own is really scary. Because counter hit hatchet kick as well, you get a guaranteed down 1+2, 2. Is it? 2 or 1? Down 1+2, 2. Yeah, I think that's about right. I think that's right. Alright, I'm going to try and hurry this up a little bit. I've spent 16 minutes on the first 7 characters. Right. I think A, Law. Hwarang, yeah, he deserves to be there. Dragunov B for now, but I might move him up. I should have added another tier. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna change this around a bit. I need another tier in here. Right. I'm gonna change this around. But actually a D, like, very easy. Because I don't have enough tiers here. Like, some of these characters are extremely easy and some of them are mid, you know what I mean? So A. I don't know if I want anyone else in A, to be honest. They're not that tough. I think that's right. Law and Hwarang. Okay, so here's my reasoning, right? Law is pretty self-explanatory. His DSS is very tough if you want to get the most frames out of it. Obviously, I'm really disappointed about Tekken 8, by the way. Tekken 8 Law's DSS got removed, like the execution barrier, because no longer back, forward, forward. It's just hold forward, which I think is pretty shit, to be honest. Because the amount of learning you go through to get all the timings for the different DSS transitions is kind of crazy with Law. But it's so cool as well seeing people who have like really good execution and people who have it but they're not quite there, and then people who just do down 2-3 and flips all the time. There's a lot of depth to Law, which I really liked, which is why he was my first main in Tekken. He's the first character I ever learned was Law. I found him super interesting. And he's also a good beginner character, but he's also a great expert character. Anyway, I'm rambling on a tangent. But I think Law deserves A. If anything, just his like P playstyle uses DSS, like when you get up to Fujin and above. Like, especially at like Yakuza, you need to be able to do 3-4 DSS mix-ups, or pressure, really. And then while standing for DSS. You don't need to be able to do while standing for count and hit confirm DSS 3+4-4. You don't need to do that. Obviously it's flashy and cool as shit. And it's super crazy the fact that he has an 11 frame counter hit launcher for, you know, like nearly 80 damage. But just the pure complexity of this character, I think he deserves A. DSS, all that jazz. Hwarang, his execution isn't that tricky. Is not that tricky, I don't think. The sheer amount of moves that he has and implementing them into your game plan, and the fact that he has 6 different stances. This is 6 stances. He has like left stance, right stance, back turn for each. That's 4. And then he has 2 flamingos, right? So that's 6. Also, he has some of the same moves in the different stances, but they're opposite execution. They're opposite buttons. So like if you're in right flamingo, a 2 jab is the same as in left flamingo a 1 jab is. Hang on. So it gets like hella confusing when you're actually playing him. If you haven't learned him properly, I guess. I suppose once you've learned him, you can just pressure with the down 3-4, 50-50 mix up. He is quite a risky character, I did find when I played him. When I got him to Fujin recently, he's quite risky, but if you have the read, he's quite easy to get out to Fujin. His combos can be quite tricky, especially if you're doing the 3+4 forward 3. 3 forward 3 forward 3 forward up forward 3+4 for the wall carry. That can be quite tricky. Just frame skyrocket. He has some dumb tools, some really strong, just really strong tools, but he's also super complex. I think he deserves A, to be honest, just because he's that complex with his stances. Just kind of crazy, to be honest, playing him. I'm tempted to put him down to B, but I think I'll keep it an A. I'll keep him at A for now. Right, B. There's going to be quite a lot here, I think. Who's complicated? I'd say King. Master Raven, I think. Not Nina. Paul. Yeah, I think that'll do. Is there anyone else actually? No, I think that's about right. Dragunov doesn't have the hardest execution at all. Like you can talk about his sneak cancels and stuff. Hang on, have I ordered this right? Actually think. No, I think Paul's easier. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Dragunov's execution isn't that crazy. It's not tough at all, to be honest. But, he just doesn't have much, man. He's trash. He's so trash. Although, I'd say he's trash. I know he's trash. I struggle against him. I actually do struggle against Dragunov. And like a really solid Dragunov can open you up, as you can with any character in this game. Let's be real, like any character in this game can open you up if the player's good enough. But his lows are just so bad. They're so bad. While running 2, down 1+2. Not down 1+2. It's back 1+2, right? They're like overhead. Hammer fist thing he does. Voice crack, by the way. And then, you know, forward 3. And then what does he have as a low? Down 2. Pressure away, pressure away, pressure away. Down 2. Pressure away, pressure away, pressure away. QCF 3 into a risk. It does like just like 40 damage on counter hit. There's like no damage on normal hit. I don't think does it even have plus frames on normal hit? I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't. Also, it's launch punishable. Also, down 2, right? Down 2's not that good. It's fucking neutral, man. Do you know what's crazy? A Dragunov against a Lee wins that exchange. Dragunov does down 2. Yeah, he gets damage, but he's technically minus because they're both in fucking crouch. And Lee has 10 frame while standing. It's rubbish. I mean, yeah, you can dick jab. It's a 10 frame, but whatever. Lee actually has like a genuine mix-up from 10 frames. You can do, you know, while standing 3-3 into like infinite kicks in, you know, the low variation, mid variation. Dragunov is really bad. And just because of that, just because of his tools, he's pretty tough. Like, you have to have a lot of fundies to actually play him, like, to get good with him, I think. A lot of side steps, down forward 2s. Also, his down forward 2 is... Yeah, ducks crouches, but you know, it's -13. He's taking risk every time he uses that. Down to, it's obviously it's a low as well. You can parry it. Like, it doesn't really get parried very often, and it's also basically homing. But he's really tough to play, I think. Instant while running twos. Obviously, there's execution there as well. There's execution there as well. So he's not easy. Yeah, I think B. I think he's at the right place, to be honest. He's tough to play. Like, especially with somebody actually knows how to play against him and just turtle and wait for their opportunity. Like, he's pretty tough to play. King, he does have a lot of bullshit with his grabs. If somebody can break grabs, it becomes really tough and you have to play more of a counter hit game and whiff punishment. 4-2-1 is very good. Hop knee, lacking in range, but it's a knee, so it can't be parried by, you know, it can't be parried by this bitch over here. She can't parry him. So that's really good. That's like when I love playing Lee against Asuka because it's hop knee. King, his execution to his instant while running. Some of his combos, if you want to get the proper wall travel, is super complicated. Well, not super complicated. It's hard to execute just that one bit. We do like hop knee, 4, dash, like micro dash, down forward 4-3, 2 jabs into forward 1. That forward 1 is tough. Complicated setups and Oki. He's super good with his Oki game is one of the best in the game, but it's super hard to. It's super complicated, and you have to know exactly, you know, what direction they fell and whether they're back turned or not, and you know, there's a lot of nuances to the character. I think people like to play chain grabs with him, and his chain grabs are good, like even at any level. To be honest, I think because the chances are you're not going to know every single break for every single chain grab, and also it's a mix-up with some of them. So giant swing's very good. Execution there again. Tijuana Twister, Muscle Buster, Tombstone. There's all like, there's a, you know, giant swing is tough. Like it's a tough move to do. I think in the grand scheme of all these characters, it's not easy to do a giant swing, especially if you do a jab into giant swing. That's pretty tough to get it buffered. Yeah, I think he deserves B. Paul, you might be surprised that I put him at B, but he has a lot of QCF moves, and some of his combo routes, if you want to get like proper good damage, like down forward 2 into QCF 1, that's really tough. Or QCF 1, however many you want to do. That's tough as well. Obviously Death Fist, dumb. Demoman, dumb. But like this guy destroys people at intermediate ranks. And to be honest, it didn't take long for me to get him to Fujin either. But the closer I got to Fujin, the harder it got because people understood the character. His down 4-2 is really dumb. But once you get to those ranks, you can't rely on just doing dumb 50-50s because it will just come back to bite you. Yeah, I think he deserves that. Yeah. And to be honest, the rest of these characters aren't particularly hard to play, in my opinion. Yeah, I think he deserves that spot. He's not the easiest. He's not the most difficult at all. Master Raven. I'm very surprised to see her here. Super complex with the back turn stuff. Some of her launches put you in back turn, so you have to know the combo route for back turn. So that can be pretty tricky to do. She has a lot of weird combo routes with off-axis as well. A lot of the difficulty with Master Raven is just the back turn combo stuff. Some of the execution on the combos is a little tricky. It's not the easiest. It's definitely not the most difficult, and you can scam with Master Raven very easily. A lot of bullshit strings. Like really bullshit strings, teleport shit, unblockables. She has it all, but the back turn stuff makes her a little more complex than some of these guys. Right now, moving on to C. There's a lot of characters in C, you know. There's a lot, actually. Actually, Shaheen, I'll talk about him in a minute. Why Shaheen is B. Right. That's right. Oh, put anyone else there? No. Okay, Shaheen. His execution is brain dead easy. Very easy execution. Actually, his combos are a little... The combos have some complexities to them. You know, with is it like the down back to down forward, the stance changes that he does in his combos. There's some complexity there. He has solid tools. No power lows. No like really good solid lows. Yes, he has a counter hit low launcher, but it's part of a string. Like, it's part of a fucking string. He's just so... Like, he's so boring. His gameplay is extremely boring. And, to the point where his tools... that he has nothing special about him. He has an orbital, which is very below average in terms of frames and speed and all the rest of it. Down forward 2... It's nothing special. It's just a generic down forward 2. He has a hop kick. Lacking... It's got okay range. He's just an okay character, which is why he's in B. He's just okay in every single aspect. He's just... Yeah, he's alright. He's okay. You have... his 50-50 is slide or... He has two mix-ups, right? He has slide or hop kick from crouch, but he also has his stance into forward 3, is it? And then there's a low one he has, isn't there? I can't remember. It's been like a while since I played him. But he's nothing special. He's nothing special. Anyway, C. What order do I want these? Leroy's more complicated than me. Lily is actually more complicated. Marduk probably goes here. Claudio. Okay. Right. Remember, this is my experience in getting these characters to Fujin. These guys at higher ranks, I know, will not do that well. We'll talk about them in a minute. Jack is extremely annoying to play against, I found. And he was my quickest Fujin promo at 45 wins. A lot of it really is to do with the knowledge check. People just don't know that, or they don't have it in their head because they barely go against Jacks that is down forward 2 is minus 14. I can go against characters that have 14 frame launchers. They won't punish it at all. And it's just because, you know, Jack's... Hang on. It's just because Jack... You know, no one plays Jack, so you don't know. His down back 1 is obnoxious and very oppressive. He has good solid plus frames. He's pretty linear, I guess. Jackhammer's good. Minus 14. A lot of people don't realize it's actually minus 14. Is it minus 14? Yeah, it's minus 14. It has such a good pushback. It's basically neutral. But then, what people... So if he does a jackhammer and then you press a button and he does another jackhammer, you will interrupt him. Minus 5? I thought it was minus 14. Oh no, it's 1-1 that's minus 14, right. It's 1-1 that's minus 14, right. What's that wash, by the way? Still waiting for Lucky Chloe to have her own tier at the top. Alright, thanks for correcting me. Yeah, it's 1-1 that's minus 14. Even so, it's minus 5. If you do a, let's say you're playing Kazuya, Actually, no. Let's say you're playing Jin, right? You do while standing 2. You will hit him. He will get interrupted. His jackhammer will get interrupted if he does it again. People like to spam jackhammer into jackhammer, but Jin's while standing 2 will interrupt that. You know, it's 14 frames, so you're +1 essentially. In that exchange, you're up by 1 frame. But people don't know shit against Jack. They don't know a lot of the stuff that is punishable. Like forward 2 is -12 on block. You know that 10 frame count hit knockdown into the kick? It's like 50 fucking damage. That's -12. That's a high. A lot of people don't punish that. I mean, it's quick as well. It's hard to punish that, but people don't punish it. Anyway. So he's here, anyway. Bears. Super easy. People don't know the matchup. You can do down forward 2-1 all day. And people just don't know that it's like -60. So that's what I was doing with the Bears. Just like wait for a good whiff punish. That down forward 2-1 has such good range. Just use that. Super easy. And down back 2 is very, very good low. The caveat with the Bears, the reason I talked about them a minute ago, is because people don't know shit about the Bears going up to Fujin. I'm sure like the top ranks in like Omega, Tekken God, True Tekken God, and Tekken God Prime and Omega, people know, you know, the basic stuff like down forward 2-1 is -16, 1-1-1 is -16. Or sorry, forward 1-1-1 is -16. A load of stuff is just heavily launch punishable with the Bears, and no one even punches it on block, like at all, not even with 10 frames, just because of knowledge check. So they're not down here, but just because they are actually really shit weak characters, just nobody knows that. So take that as you will. Maybe I should put them down there, but they're here for now anyway. Lars, super easy. I'm moving him up here. Lars is very easy. Doesn't have good mixes. Very reactable lows. But he's just very cheesy. A lot of stance pressure, and he's just super cheesy. Knowledge check. It's just knowledge check heavy with Lars. His combos aren't the most simple either. Some of them are pretty complicated for combo routes if you want to get him to the wall, like so you can get a proper wall splat. Yeah, not too much to say about him, but I think he's harder than Jack because people know Lars match up a little bit better than Jack. Not great whiff punishment tools, like not great whiff punishment launchers. Very risky. Slide, down 1+2, both launch punishable. Down back 4 launch punishable. That's why he's not lower down. He is very risky. But he's still pretty easy in the grand scheme of things. Claudio. Yeah, Claudio deserves to be down here. Claudio is best hop kick in the game. Back 1, forward while running 2 shenanigans. Good solid lows. Solid counter hit lows. To down back 3. Guaranteed stuff. Down back 3 is also a good counter hit launcher. Down forward 3-3 is also a good counter hit launcher, isn't it? What's his starburst bullshit? Like that's super oppressive. He also has a really good 14 frame counter hit, mid counter hit launcher, I'm pretty sure. I think he does anyway. Yeah, he's a solid character. To be honest, he might actually be below these guys. Yeah. Some of his stuff is linear. Some of his combos, if you want to get max damage, aren't the easiest. I'll put him... Yeah, I think Leo's harder. I actually think Lily's harder than Claudio. Yeah, I'll put him about there. Yeah. Leo, super bullshit. I don't like this character, but they're some of the combo pickups that you have to learn if you want to play him at a higher level. I didn't do these, but I tried learning them and they were pretty complicated. Some of the counter hit launchers that put them in like a lying state, like a grounded state. You have to pick up with QCF 3, and it's a really tight timing for some of these combos, some of these combo pickups, and some of the stance cancels that you do, the knee cancel thing that you do to get them to the wall, for extra wall carry and extra damage, is a little complicated. But other than that, he's super knowledge checky. Not that risky, to be honest. Down forward 2 is amazing. Yeah, he's very good, very solid. Lily, about the same, really. She has some stance cancels for extra wall travel. You have to play a little bit of fundamentals with sidestep in order to utilize her movement to the best that it can be used. Pretty decent. She's pretty solid. As long as you don't do like the really risky stuff with the slides and all the rest of it, you can get away with them sometimes. But she has good. She has one of the best whiff punches in the game, actually, with down forward 3+4, I think it is, or down back 3+4, whichever that cartwheel kick is. Like cartwheel like spring kick that she does from miles away. It's a very good whiff punish. She has some good solid tools. Down forward 2 is also very good, even though it's 16 frames, it's still very good. Yeah, Leroy basically has everything, to be honest. I mean, actually, I'm gonna put it down here. It's really easy. Leroy's really easy. Parry was made harder, right? I think. I only started learning them recently, but his parry was made harder. Decent combo damage, decent pressure. Some complicated stuff in the stances, the stance pressure. If you do like 1, 2, 4, and you're stuck in the stance, unless you do like down neutral to like slide out of the stance. There's some tricky stuff there, but other than that, he's super easy. Yeah, he's just very easy. Super good. There's some punchable stuff with down forward 2-1. You have to look. You have to confirm a whiff before you use that, otherwise you just get launched for it. He's still super good. Right, I didn't talk about these. Marduk, really dumb. The only reason he's here is because his while standing is 18 frames. His damage output is ridiculous. I still can't believe his damage output is so high in this game. But the only reason he's here and not right down at the bottom is just because his while standing is 18 for his launcher, and there is a tiny bit of execution to his death combos. And he's quite sluggish, but once he gets started, you know, we've all seen the clips. It's the only reason he's not down here. I mean, to be honest, his death combos are not that difficult at all. They're pretty easy. But they're not the easiest, I should say. I mean, they're fucking death combos, though. They're like not gonna be like brain dead as fuck. Yeah, he's okay. Nina, I learned Nina in like 2 hours and then got her to Fujin the next day. She's very knowledge checky, very linear, very knowledge checky. You can people will say, yeah, but what about Nina's butterfly loops and all of the, you know, the backdash cancels and all that stuff? You don't need to do that. I didn't do any of that, not once. You don't actually need to do that to like get results with this character. She has solid tools. She has a good whiff punish, good counter hit confirm launcher. She has a good what's the yeah, it's good whiff punish. Down forward 2, right? She has a down forward 2? I've forgotten. I only played her for like 3 hours. I think she has a down forward 2. Great combo damage, great wall travel. Yeah, solid. Nina's solid. Slide, counter hit from the slide. Very good. Right, now easy. Which order do I want to put these in? What about Nina's butterfly loops and proper backdash input and Aishi to step or whatever it's called? Well, that's what I'm saying, though. You don't actually need to do those things to get results with Nina. You can argue, yeah, like, they'll get you better results, but you don't actually need them. Like, I didn't use them once. and I got the Fujin in like 4 hours with her. I don't think they're like necessary. They're just an added bonus if you have the execution, to be honest. She has solid tools. Her sidestep isn't that great. Her backdash is decent without that backdash input that, you know, whatever the fuck it's called. Alright. You know what? No, I'm sticking to my guns, man. She's not tricky. Like, I'm talking about my experience in getting them to Fujin, right? At like super high level, I'm sure, like, you know, Tekken God and True Tekken God or whatever, people know all the bullshit that she has, but she's still knowledge tricky with she has a load of strings. You're like, am I going to do the 3 hits in the strings, or am I going to do 4, or am I going to do 2, am I going to delay this, am I going to delay that, can opener, like, she has a lot of BS, you know, which can get you 3 wins, in my opinion. Obviously, any character is difficult to rank. Any character. Oh, you're just trolling me, man. You just sent me on a fucking tangent for like 5 minutes. Right. Okay. Okay, right. Only a few more characters to do. God, this video is like 45 minutes already. I want to do you believe that I wanted this video to be like 20 minutes? I can't help it, man. I just talk about the characters forever. Fuck. Right, Alisa. Okay, these guys. Right. For real, I want Lucky Chloe to have her own tier at the top. If I could put Lucky... Yeah, it would be at the bottom, though. Down here. Which is the most difficult? Noctis is very easy. Oh, actually, the easiest to go down there, right? I don't think he's the easiest. Katarina's easier than Noctis. Asuka's easier than Xiaoyu. Alice is easier than Fang. Okay. I think I'm gonna put it like this. Above Jin. I think I'm gonna put it like this. Okay, right. So, Fang. There's not really much to say about Fang other than he literally has everything you'd ever want in a character. The only drawback that he has, out of anything that I can think of, is his hop kick range. That's it. That's literally the only drawback with Fang, to be honest. Damage is good. Whip punishment's good. His punishment in general is good. His pressure is insane. His evasiveness is insane. His keep out's good with his forward 4. He's got everything you want. Low pokes. The best lows in the game, like as a package. Down 2. Down back 3. It's really good. Safe fucking mid launcher. Which sets up Sabaki. Like, oh my god, man. There's parries. Storming Clouds is also kind of bullshit, if you ask me. Like, in some circumstances. Just along with the fact that he has, like, a punch parry as well that launches. Like, fuck me. Yeah, I played a lot of Fang back in the day. He was my first Fujin, and he's fucking easy. He has everything you ever want. The only reason he's not at the bottom of this list is because, you kind of have to use a lot of... Yeah. You have to use more than, like... You can't just, like, do moves randomly. You do have to do some shit. Like, you have to know, like, certain frames for things, you know? Like, down forward 1, back 1. While standing 1, back 1. You know? Back turn mix-ups. You know? There is some stuff that you have to know to be good with things. But not really. Like, when you get to, like, Fujin, you have to know, like, a little bit. You have to know a little bit in order to be okay there. Noctis, by far the easiest execution in the game. Easiest combos. You can literally do combos with just 2. With just the 2 button. With different directional inputs. Very easy. The only reason he's not at the bottom of this list is because at Fujin and above, people start sidestepping a lot And that's Noctis's big weakness, like up close sidesteps. Like Aura, while running 1+2, they're all, I mean, they track, but that's the way you beat Noctis. By sidestepping him, basically. Yo, Andrew Smith, thanks for the follow, dude. Much appreciated, man. Thanks, dude. Much love, man. So yeah, Noctis is very easy. He's got like really great tools as well. You can also stop people stepping with your forward 1+2. Like really good counter hit, homing counter hit launcher. Very easy. His strings become less viable the higher up the ranks you go. And a little more risky, even though they're not that risky. Like down forward 4, 2, 4, those variations. It's always, the second one's always a high. There's that. There are certain things that become a little bit tougher the higher up you go, but he's still really bullshit. Alyssa, she's just really bullshit, man. She's really easy. She's just really, really easy. She has so many moves that just don't make sense. Well, they make sense, but they're just BS moves. She has a lot of BS, basically, is what I'm saying. Like jab strings. The chainsaws, man. Oh my god, the chainsaws. Chainsaws are super dumb. They will get you wins very quickly. Just the chainsaws. A lot of oppression. Also, a lot of her stuff is linear, right? But if you sidestep Alyssa, a lot of the time, because she travels so far, you will try and whiff punish, and she would have moved too far for your move to connect. So then you get whiff punished for whiff punishing her. I think that's super dumb. Yeah, Alysa's really dumb, in my opinion. You can scam a lot of people with her. She got good damage as well. Good damage output. Wall combo isn't that great. Hop kick isn't the best range, but it's still really good. She has insane whiff punishment. Some good counter hit confirms into like a combo as well. What is it? That back? What is it? Down back 1-1, I think it is. You can confirm the second one. You can like delay the second one, confirm it, and then get it's like +15 or something. I can't remember what it is. Anyway, she's really done. She was really easy. Xiaoyu, I'm playing right now. So I've only got Xiaoyu, Yoshi, and Zafina left on the characters. I'm just scamming away with her. Her Kali roll is such bullshit. It's unreal. It's unreal how bullshit a Kali roll is, man. Kali roll will go under like most down forward 2s and down forward 1s. Some hop kicks, believe it or not. She's real bullshit. She's just really bullshit. Bullshit strings, counter hits. Just a ton of knowledge checks, basically. This character is knowledge checks in a nutshell. AOP, bullshit. Yeah, she's really, really dumb. Probably the most scammy character in the game, I think. That I've played, at least. Super scammy. Yeah. Asuka, parries. There's a ton of parry setups. She's got a good down forward 1, 2. No, she got a good down back 1, counter hit 2. Counter hit confirm 2. Her down back 1, 2, you can confirm. It doesn't actually have to be counter hit. I misremembered that. It doesn't have to be counter hit. Good damage output. A combo damage, if you do the right combo, can be insane. Especially with rage. You can do like without walls. With rage, you can do combos at like 115 damage. I'm not joking. And they're not that crazy execution either. Bullshit strings. Forward 2, great whip finish. Back 3, oh my god, back 3. Parry. Sabakis. Sweep. And the sweep cancels. Very good. Good counter hit launchers. Isn't it? Is it forward 4 or down forward 4? That knee, that's a counter hit launcher. It's like 15 frames. It's a mid. It's very good. Yeah, she has some solid tools. Obviously, she's really linear, but People don't know the matchup ever, so. And you can just do a ton of parry setups, and it kind of gives you 3 wins with Asuka, to be honest. That was my experience anyway. She wasn't as easy as I thought she would be to get to Fujin. But that's because I didn't tend to do a lot of parry setups, I just played. I don't know. There's some complexities there. But with a lot of setup, not setup heavy, like this one, Xiaoyu. A lot of complexities, but yeah, she's pretty fucking easy, to be honest. And Katarina, yeah, Katarina was the easiest character I played so far, like by far, actually. She has really good tools, to be honest. She can just scam a lot of people. She has so many mix-ups. Her 112 is +8 on block. Can you believe that? A 112 that's +8 on block. Yeah, it's a high, but he also has a 111, which counter hit knocks down. So, does it counter hit knock down? I think it does, yeah. Counter hit knocks down. So, yeah. She also has a 14 frame. Her down forward 4 is also like 14 frames, I think, and a counter hit. It's a mid counter hit launcher. Really, really big combo damage at the wall as well. Like, and also if you have rage and do a rage combo on the wall, if you do down forward 1-1, hold for like press forward to the stance, and then do rage drive, it does unscaled damage. So sometimes you can do combos of like 150 damage. It's insane. Because who chickens that shit? That shit's so hard to get used to. You'll never catch me doing that. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, but Asuka, yeah, you're right. But yeah, Katarina's... She's a beginner character. She's made to be a beginner character, I think. Like her Magic 4 combo, you can literally do 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. Yeah. She's a solid character as well. She's actually solid. She has decent frames. And she's so easy to play. I think she was the one character I ranked up the quickest. After playing like a week of Katarina, I got up to like Ryujin. She's really easy. And I'm not boasting. She's just really fucking easy. She's really easy. I spent like, okay, here's a good point. Here's a good comparison, right? I spent 6 months getting Brian to Fujin. I spent a week getting Katarina to Ryujin. Think about that difference, man. She's super easy. He's very difficult. That's a big difference. Anyway, oh, I got a sore throat now, man. Talking for so long. Throat's going. Okay. My voice is going. Right. Okay. I think that wraps up the video. Let me know if you agree or disagree. I know that people will agree and disagree, you know, because it's a tier list. People have a lot of opinions, which is great. So tell me those in the comments. Look forward to reading them and seeing what you guys think about the list and where you would place certain characters. Yeah, much love, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.